Hey, everybody. Welcome to Moment of Clarity. I believe it's Moment of Clarity number 19 or so. Thanks for joining me. I've been doing these regularly. You can submit ideas for topics at leecampmail@gmail.com. I've been using some of your topics. This one today, though, is one of my own. So here is your Moment of Clarity. I'd like to start by saying, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I am a hypocrite." I'll get to that in a moment. Also, not sure why I'm talking to my father. He doesn't watch these videos because he's too busy watching survival reality shows taking place in Alaska, even though he'll never go to Alaska, and the closest he gets to surviving is being able to microwave the food for dinner. Maybe I could get him to watch these videos if I just filmed them while I was out in the snow catching a baby squirrel with a stick and some dental floss and then cooking it by rubbing it really fast against a stone. Can you tell I'm not a survivalist? The last time I cooked stone-rubbed squirrel, it came out awful. Point being, it's the holidays. It's the buying season. You're supposed to run out right now and buy everything you can afford, and actually much more than you can afford, because you can put it on credit cards and not worry about paying it off till later. And later won't suck, we promise. But of course it will. Later will suck. Later always sucks. Later is just waiting and lurking, ready to suck. Later is it's always behind you in dark alleys. Later is going to get you, and it's always going to suck. But it doesn't matter. Go out quick and get the brand new edition of the thing you didn't like the first time around. Better yet, buy it for someone else, because even if they might get as much out of it as you did, they won't be able to say that to you. So they'll just say, "Thank you," because it's part of the social code. They'll say you're the best aunt or uncle or cousin or friend or Uber driver who awkwardly gave me a gift, even though this is the first time we're meeting. So go run out to the stores right now. Do it right now. Better yet, you don't even have to run out anymore. You can just do it online. It's all right there at your fingertips. Your Dorito orange fingertips can buy all the things all the time, and they're all half off for a limited time. All the time for a limited time. And you will practically never hear a criticism of everything I just said, of this unlimited gush of consumerism. You'll never hear a criticism on mainstream airwaves, because in order to get the career in which someone is on the mainstream airwaves, they have to be a huge part of it. That's part of the deal. They've already bought into this whole consumerist nonsense. Even I am a small part of it, right? I'm not on the mainstream media. I'm on kind of alternative TV, but I have a TV show and I have a touring comedy career. And therefore, over the course of my career, I've sold books, I've sold mugs and CDs, T-shirts. I still sell my books. And when you're part of this system, you have to make a choice. Do I behave like a bit of a hypocrite and critique the system that absolutely needs critiquing, absolutely desperately needs critiquing? Do I critique it even though I am a part of it? Or do I never critique this system because I'm a part of it? And I've chosen the first path. But most on-air personalities choose the second path. Never question capitalism, never question consumerism, because it might be bad for your business. It might be bad for your on-air career. But that's why the class war is perpetrated by the assholes at the top, and it's allowed to continue unabated indefinitely. They can't be questioned, because they're the ones who hire the on-air personalities who could question them. And if one of them gets the job and then accidentally goes rogue and questions capitalism, questions the system, questions our unfettered market economics, then they're fired, put out to pasture. Nice having you. It's been fun. Don't let the screen door hit you in the ass on the way out. Point being, I'd rather have a small amount of hypocrisy. That's where I'd rather be. I'd rather critique these things, go after these things, and have a little bit of fucking hypocrisy. In fact, there's a great book called Advertising Shits in Your Head. Maybe some of you have read it. That's the title, Advertising Shits in Your Head. It's funny, and it's smart, and it's beautifully done. But guess what? It's a book with a cover. What is the cover? It's an advertisement for the book. That's what every book cover is nowadays. And since that book is put out by the same publisher as my book, a small indie publisher, the publisher, unbeknownst to me, I wasn't consulted, probably should have been, but that's okay. Unbeknownst to me, put an ad for advertising shits in your head in the back of my book. Here, I'll show it to you. This is my book. Here's in the back, advertising shits in your head. Okay? Now, let me just give a pause and take a moment and let you marinate in that. There's an ad for advertising shits in your head in the back of my book. I don't want it shitting in your head in my book. My book is meant for me to shit in your head. My book's supposed to shit in your head all by itself. That's the point. I only want me shitting in your head in my book. But despite that, the book advertising shits in your head is great, and it's correct too. It's making wonderful points, and I'd rather have that level of hypocrisy than never have anyone write a book about how insidious and manipulative and fucking disastrous our culture of advertising is. But of course, it's not just advertising that is the problem. Our modern culture, due in no small part to the market economy, values and favors and supports and highlights materialism, competition, domination, and selfishness. It does not highlight helping others for the most part. You don't see ads telling people to go sit at the train station and help old people down the stairs. You don't see a commercial during a Monday night football to feed a person. There's no advertisement for house a person or plant a tree or give a hand job to a lonely guy. No, there is never any promotion of or for helping others except for the occasional massive corporate charity machine that says, hey, help some people. Send us money so we can spend it on commercials like these. That's the closest you'll get to something promoting helping others. Sure, around this time of year, around the holidays, there are a lot of ads for giving gifts to people, but only if you buy those gifts first, right? There aren't ads for just helping people. There aren't ads for re-gifting. There's no real promotion of volunteering to speak of. So at the end of the day, it's all still about buying and consuming and spending and just taking it in and shitting it out. All of the activities that aren't related to buying and consuming and spending are actually a tiny little threat to the capitalist system. They are a taste of a manner of behaving that does not feed into the beast. Point being, every time you avoid what the market economy wants you to do, you help push towards a better system, towards an evolution behind this shithole machine. Every time you donate something to someone, every time you volunteer with no reward or payback, every time you repair something that broke rather than buy a new one, maybe buy 12 so that they can match your various moods. Every time you fight to not be given more plastic shit when you buy food, you are moving our culture subtly towards a new horizon. Honestly, trying to get a guy named Vito to not give you 12 plastic bags and 7 plastic straws and 42 napkins when all you did was buy a single bagel with fucking cream cheese is a Sisyphean task. He'll fucking fight you to make sure you walk away with a whale-killing amount of plastic to wrap around your single onion bagel. Saying, no bag, no straws, and no napkins to a guy like that, to the average cashier is somehow worse than telling him his recently deceased mother was a whore. I don't understand how it works. I don't know why they seem so invested in it. I don't know what goes on in the heads of cashiers that make them just so eager to give you enough plastic to replace an entire sex shop's dildo collection. Point being, as our world fills with plastic and fumes and oil and garbage, it becomes ever more clear that we cannot dominate nature into submission because we are nature. Ironically, by fully dominating the natural world, we kill it because we have forgotten our place. We have forgotten how it works. We have forgotten that it feeds and sustains us. And every time you buy a car, because the Christmas commercial said it was a good idea, I already have a car, but it said I should be good to myself. I should reward myself. I should be positive and buy myself a backup SUV. I already got one, but a backup SUV just in case the first one doesn't match my outfit for the day. Every time we buy shit we don't need, throw out food we don't want, trash clothes we shouldn't have bought, buy people 5 gifts when 1 would suffice, every time we do it, we die a little. These are small deaths for the environment, for our souls, for our beings. They make us feel good for a moment, for a brief fleeting instant. And then that feeling quickly fades and emptiness returns while we all work to evolve past this system. You and I can work every day to take small steps. They won't change the big things. They won't. I'm sorry. I know it hurts to hear that. I know it'd be nice to hear that with the small things will fix it all. But avoiding buying from Amazon and avoiding filling up your car at Exxon and avoiding getting the plastic bags won't save the planet. But it's the first steps. It's the baby steps. It's the wisps of ideas that make up a storm gale of change. It's the droplets that fill a raging river of awakening. Those small steps are the reminders that you and I live in the matrix, in a false reality, in an inverted moral universe that rewards consumerism, selfishness, greed, and war. Those small reminders help us step outside of it. They are small victories. They remind us we are human and we are more than our economic system. We are nature. That's been your moment of clarity. Hope you found it useful. Hope you realize that it's all right to be a little bit of a hypocrite like me, because you got basically 2 options: live in the woods and never speak to anybody, or be a part of our society and critique it. I would rather you be out there critiquing our society. I mean, I'm fine with living in the woods if that's what you want to do, but if you're going to be a part of our society, if you're going to live in the world like I assume you do because you're watching this right now, in which case you're probably not watching it on a birdhouse you've whittled out of oak. So therefore, you are a part of this society if you're watching this right now, and I hope you take the time to critique it, take the time to think about this shit, because you won't get it on your mainstream airwaves. You won't. You're not allowed to. They're not allowed to cover it. And like I said, if any of them do, if any of them go rogue, start questioning consumerism, start questioning unfettered capitalism, and that's goodbye. See you later. They don't keep that job for long. All right, guys. I think I'm going to wrap it up there, but I do these almost every single day, except sometimes, which is probably inherent in the almost. But yeah, so I'd love for you to keep checking them out. Go to leecamp.com to check them out. And I now have a channel at Rockfin, rockfin.com/leecamp. Most of the stuff is free there. ROKFIN.com/leecamp. So join me over there. I'll keep building that up as well. All right. Talk to you soon. Keep fighting.